Today we're doing a Division 2 Cowboy build, and what makes it hot? It uses 3 weapons that are strongest in their class, which in turn gives your build tons of flexibility.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Cowboy builds are really fun in the Division 2. What sets them apart is that they're set up for a multi-weapon playstyle, making you a serious threat at all ranges and situations. And although each weapon it's equipped with is the strongest in its class, it's not intended to brute force its way through content. Instead, it's really good at eliminating content, even the most difficult content, quickly, but with precision and smarts. So really, it's a 4-weapon build, okay? So I got the TAC 50, which is gonna help us at range, and kick off the party with a bang. So that's the sharpshooter specialization. For regular use at long ranges, I'm using the Model 700. This is the strongest sniper in the game, second only to the Nemesis Exotic. So on this setup, I have 1.5 million total damage, 54 RPM, 7 in the mag, which is not too shabby. I got 15% expertise on mine, but with this build, expertise isn't really a factor. And then I got damage targets out of cover. We have a 3.5 second reload and preservation. So you don't have to run preservation. I know a lot of you really like determined, and I like determined too, but I really like the way this thing shoots. And because I am switching weapons a lot, determined gets deactivated when you switch weapons. And also preservation was one of my go-tos before determined was even a thing. And 20% armor on kill from headshots is really nice, especially because that's all you're doing is going for headshots. So it's a really good way to give you all the survivability you need on a build, especially headshot builds. Okay, for medium ranges, I'm running the 1886. I got damage to targets out of cover on mine. This is the strongest rifle in the class, 1.7 second reload. And on this one, I am running determined. And that's because at medium ranges, the enemies are ducking and diving a little bit more. So to be able to take them out faster or at center mass is extremely helpful. And then for the pistol, I'm running a revolver. It's an exotic one. It's called the Regulus. It's a beast. Now this one you have to get from playing Iron Horse, so it is a project, and I know some of you might not actually be doing raids, and so I recommend any of the revolver magnums to stay true to the theme. You could run the determined talent on those pistols, but I'm mostly using pistols when I have an enemy in my face and I hit a reload moment, or if you want to tap out a rusher. So because this Cowboy build is using the strongest weapons in their class, I elected to work in some utility instead of just going pure power. However, this thing is extremely strong. So I went with the Ninja Bike backpack to give me some more options. I have headshot damage here, and then the talent resourceful, which is opening up a brand bonus or a gear set bonus. So for weapon handling, I have a 2-piece hot shot, and then the Ninja is opening up the 3rd piece. So this gives us 30% marksman rifle damage, 30% weapon handling, and then 30% headshot damage. I have weapon damage and headshot damage here, and then this is the other hotshot I have equipped, and it's got the same stats. Notice I'm not running much armor, and that's because I'm really playing cover to cover, and I am moving a lot, but I am really playing cover to cover. And if I am running and gunning, then I'm usually doing it with my rifle, which has determined, which allows me to play really fast and minimize my incoming damage anyways. I have the Fox's Prayers, and that gives you damage to targets out of cover. But what I'm really after is actually that 3-piece bonus, the weapon handling, 30%. That's a big chunk of weapon handling. So all the weapons we have here could really use weapon handling. That's why it's an emphasis on this build. But don't worry, we're strong enough to do anything anywhere. We got weapon damage, damage to targets out of cover, and headshot damage, and then we got the rifle damage and accuracy. Of course, I'm running a rifle. And then my second overlord is on the chest. It's got headshot damage and handling. And then, of course, Headhunter, which is my favorite chest piece talent in the game. We're getting that 1,250% damage buff from the last headshot kill we get, as long as we have that 150% headshot damage. So if we scroll over to our stats here, you can see on the sniper, I got 316. That's a serious number for a serious sniper. And then if we look at the rifle, that's 220% headshot damage. The pistol, 255. The TAC 50, 345. The mask is Habsburg, which is giving us 15% headshot damage, 20% marksman rifle damage, making that sniper a beast. And then we got weapon handling and headshot damage throughout that. You can put an armor core here. You can run more armor on this build because it's mostly play from cover, and cover to cover movements allow you to minimize incoming damage. I was fine with the amount of armor that I had here. And I did take on the most difficult content with all directives, and I didn't feel like I was super vulnerable. One of the things I really want you to take note of is the handling stat. The stability is 121%. That's really good. So that's minimizing weapon sway, and also that recoil on your weapons, allowing you to throw out consecutive shots more accurately, faster. And then weapon handling is everything: stability, accuracy, reload speed, and swap at 76%. And you got to see the weapon swap on this thing. It's a meme. It's really fast. Crazy cowboy hands. I guess that's right down a gunslinger's alley, isn't it? So this isn't the only way to run a cowboy build. There's lots of really cool options. You can also switch up the weapons. If the Model 700 isn't your thing, the White Death is actually a really good alternate for cowboy builds. It's got a little bit better reload, not quite as strong, but it gets the job done. You have the M700 Tactical, and then for rifles, you could also try the classic M1A. A good go-to for just about any cowboy build is the Dodge City Gunslinger's Holster. This turns your pistol into a one-shot kill anything, pretty much. The downside is that there's a lot of pressure on that one shot. If you miss it, then it's gone. You have to wait for it to charge back up. Also, it's a limiting factor on the build because it consumes that exotic slot, and the Ninja Bike backpack just opens up a ton more possibilities. And for me, instead of having a really strong one-shot pistol that can do the job of kicking off Headhunter, I get that, but the TAC 50 can do that too. And it's pretty hard to run out of TAC 50 ammo with this build, because you're stacking up those headshots. Although I've put the Dodge City holster on a lot of my cowboy builds in the past, I'm really liking what the Ninja Bike backpack does here to add in more flexibility. For skills, you can do whatever you like. The decoy is super helpful. You can eliminate a lot of enemies under a single duration of this decoy. And then otherwise the Fixer. A Reviver Hive, I guess, would be good, but I was running directives, so I have that in mind when I chose my skills. So when I'm running a build like this, a common question I get is, hey, how does this do against tech? And the answer I give is, well, excellent. In my opinion, snipers and rifles and pistol builds are one of the best ways to take out tech if you're really good at target prioritization. So anybody that runs sniper builds a lot in this game has probably figured that out, that you have your target priorities. And when you see a piece of tech come out, like a Warhound, like a Black Tusk Warhound, or even a Chunga, even somebody that's not a tech, that's gonna take more than a single shot to kill, then they become your target priority. Because you have Headhunter, you can eliminate those targets with 1 to 2 shots. So Warhounds, all you have to do is tag them in the leg when you have a Headhunter stack. Usually 1 will do, because you're most likely hitting over or around 20 million. And with Chungas, they're always gonna be 2 shots to kill. So you use your Headhunter stack to break his helmet. Now you no longer have a Headhunter stack, but you're usually killing him with your next shot without Headhunter stacks anyways, because without his helmet, he's an easy kill. And since you killed him with a headshot, you reactivated your Headhunter and you're back to chain killing anything in sight, including more tech. So one reason you're gonna love this build against the Black Tusk or White Tusk is because their healing stations are extremely annoying for standard DPS builds, because they heal through that damage sometimes faster than you can dish it out. So you'll put a mag into them and then they heal through all that damage while you're reloading. That's really annoying. Well, with these builds, whether it's the rifle, pistol, or the sniper, you're gonna hit them and kill them with a single shot. They can't heal through that. Also, in that wide open content, you have those drone ladies sitting in the back hiding from people, sending out waves of drones. Really annoying. And this build can pick them off at range. So all the gameplay footage I have here is solo, but I can assure you this build does work for a group. It's got the damage to pull it off. It doesn't have any major armor on kill elements. It plays well from cover and at range. And that's just a cowboy build. Never lets you down. Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is Tuxedo Bandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Follow me.
I get it.